Hello everybody, ProxyDamage here from SMITE Central with another episode of Work in Progress. Today I'm going to talk about a problem that plagues the lower levels of competitive and ranked solo queue and casual solo queue, solo queue in general, and the lower levels of competitive play, which is knowing which fights to take and which fights not to, right? So stop me if you have never seen this before in one of your games. Game starts normally, everything is going alright, and for some reason you take a fight or something happens and your team loses the gold advantage. Alright, it happens. It's not a big difference, it's just a little bit. And then, because they lost the gold advantage, your team feels the need to start to get a fight to get that advantage back. Take a fight, they lose it. Okay, gold advantage increased. So they really want to take another fight. Then they lose it. They want to, oh my god, we're really behind, we have to kill them. Then another fight, and another fight, and another fight. This is one of the worst mistakes that most players do at the lower levels of play, which is to simply realize, maybe I shouldn't fight. They can't do that, they just assume that if they're behind, what they have to do is find the enemy and kill them and get some of that gold back. The problem is, when you fall, the gold and experience, they're basically the power level between two teams. When the gold is even, let's leave matchups out of this for now. If the gold is even between two teams, teams are more or less even. It's just the skill between the two players in those fights that matters, right? So when the things are even, you can say, well, I'm gonna try to outplay them, right? Again, matchups notwithstanding. But when one of the teams gains gold or experience, then they become more powerful. And the more gold, the more experience separates both teams, the more powerful they are. So if you couldn't beat them for any reason before, you're not gonna beat them afterwards when they have more gold and experience. You increase the difficulty of that fight with every little bit of gold and experience that you lose to them. You're especially not gonna win another fight just like it after 3 times of losing that fight and of losing more gold, and more experience, and more objectives, right? Why does this even happen? This happens because a lot of people look at this as look at SMITE and League of Legends and games like that as a deathmatch or as a one-on-one duel simulator. Like they lose a fight, they die, and they sort of look at the score, and now it's suddenly showing a 0/1, and they're going, oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, I gotta kill him. I gotta go get my kill back. 0-1 doesn't look good in that score. But the game, first of all, the game is not 1-on-1, it's 5-on-5, right? If you can't win a duel, don't duel that person. Don't let your ego get in the way and make you feel like you absolutely gotta fight that person, right? If you can't win a duel, out-rotate them, right? Be smarter than them. Play the map better, play the objectives better, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. But even when it comes to 5-on-5 fights, right? This isn't deathmatch. Like, the kills themselves, a kill can be very valuable because of what you can get out of it, right? Because of the gold you get and the fact that you can remove the opponent from the map for a few seconds, and so you can do a lot of other things while they're gone. But so when you lose that, you have to if you're on the receiving end of that death, you have to make up for it so you can be at the same level again, right? Otherwise, it's like, okay, I'm gonna lift this rock, and it's heavy. Oh, it's too heavy for me, I can't pick it up. Oh, now the rock is bigger. I'm gonna try to pick it up again. Oh, now the rock is even bigger and I'm getting more tired. I should try to do it again. That doesn't work, right? So here's the thing. If you fall behind, for any reason, if you die, trying as much as possible not to let your ego get in the way. I gotta kill them back. I gotta get that, especially if it's a solo kill. That triggers a lot of people into just going, I gotta kill him. I just gotta kill him. And that tilt, that completely funnel vision mentality, that's what gets a lot of people killed over and over again. Just completely throws games. Right. So if you fall behind, here's the adequate responses. Number 1, if you absolutely have to go for a fight, then you need to control vision. No, not just on your end, but to deny them vision in the same area in order to create fights that are very advantageous for you. For example, setting pick-offs with CC chains and bursts, or setting, for example, 3 versus 1s or 3 versus 2. to make up for the power deficit, right? Because now their team is stronger, so now you have to set up something that's a lot better for you. Or you just don't fight at all. You just farm. Remember that we talked about a few episodes ago, and most people have talked about this. The longer the game goes, the less gold and experience advantages mean, right? Not to mention that as long as you're farming, just sort of being passively farming, you get the chance to make up the gold deficit, especially if they knock out your tower, and then you can sort of freeze the wave close to your tower, and they have to put themselves at risk to get closer to you and try to deny you that farm. Otherwise, they can try to rotate. As long as your team is careful, they're just gonna lose farm. So you don't have to fight, right? If you're behind, in fact, you should avoid fighting. You should only take fights that are very good for you. Otherwise, you try to out-rotate the team, you try to outsmart them, you try to set off situations that are much better for you, because otherwise you're just falling into the same mistake over and over again, and you set off basically a reverse snowball, right? The thing you especially don't do, and it's ironically what most people do, is to start wandering off alone in the jungle with no vision, because you really want to go for that one-on-one duel that wins the game, and it never does. When you start wandering off the jungle alone, or just wandering up the line with no vision because you really want to make those start plays, all you do is create a very big chance that you're gonna get picked off and increase the snowball potential, because you die, you are at a much lower power level than your enemy, so if any of them finds you, odds are you're gonna die, right? Because your skill is now worth a lot less in that equation, because they're just stronger, they have more items. Like, whenever they hit you, it hurts you a lot more than you hurt them. So you're just making the snowball worse. So sit down, farm, think about stuff, play the rotation game. That's really good if you're behind, right? Like, that's one thing a lot of good players do. Like, they die a few times in lane to an opponent they can't duel. So they farm passively. When they get an advantage in the farming game, not just in farm numbers, when they clear the lane first, or they get some sort of advantage, it's just rotate and get a kill. Even if it means sacrificing their tower, they're getting gold somewhere else, because at the end of the day, that's the important part, to get your relative power level higher, or not, or just winning objectives. Maybe the other team is really bad, they're stronger at team fight, they're stronger in power, but you can outmaneuver them through the map, which means you get more objectives, which ultimately is what wins the game. Like, we've seen that happen. We've seen that happen in SPL games, we've seen that happen in ranked play all the time. The team that's actually at a gold disadvantage can win because they play the objectives better. What almost never happens is the team that's significantly behind in gold wins constant fights, because you are just weaker. So remember that, please. Learn when to take your fights and when to just say, I'm gonna go farm, I'm not gonna take this one. And honestly, that will make you a much better player. It's ProxyDamage from SMITE Central with a shorter episode. Let me know if you like it, if you like this shorter or longer episodes. See you next time.